Okay, Tom, here is your new cabin. Kira and I spent the last 2 days cleaning it up. Kira did most of the inside. Actually, she did like 99% of the inside. Look how gorgeous this is. She cleaned and organized that. Put the knife block in, cleaned off the windowsill. Got your stove all ready good to go. We're going to bring propane out next time. Check this out. Got all the silverware organized in here. The spice rack set up and the coffee, the dish strainer. Made up a little office area here. I love this area. Nice telephone and the answering machine. Little folding table with the chair underneath. Over here all the dishes are stacked up. The glasses. This is my favorite. There's a fondue pot. I can't wait to use that. Hung up the pictures that we found. Look at this display area. Tom, I know you're going to love that boat. Hung up a basket up there. And this is really cool. This painted gold pan. That is a really, really nice painting. I like that a lot. You should give that to me as a Christmas present. Oh, we are just loving this cabin after we spent some time working on it. It really feels like a home now. I put nails right up there on this beam so that we can hang and dry things because there were all these hangers in here. And then here's all the wood that we've got stacked up. It'll all be nice and dry and ready to use next time. The ash buckets, and where'd that hatchet go? There was a hatchet in here, so we can do the kindling. Here's the stove. It worked pretty well. It didn't have any hot coals in the morning time, but it still worked great. This is my favorite. Look what Kira did. She shook this rug out and put it down along with the bench and the table, and this is where we ate at. We'd light the candles and look out the window. I chopped down some of the grass and the trees, the little bushy tree things that were covering up the windows and growing out from under the foundation next to the house. The TV with the VCR and satellites all set up. That radio right there, the battery is still working it. So whoever was out here last, we listened to the radio the last hour because we just found it upstairs. I like this little setup up here. A little handbag and some paintings. I like this. Tom, you're really going to like that too. This sculpture, that totally says Tom Park right there. Hung that up on the wall. Whole bunch of old VHS movies from like the 80s. Here's the other stove over here. Kira totally cleaned that table off, so it's all ready to go. Cleaned out the brush out that back window. That's a black futon that was upstairs, futon mattress. It didn't seem in that bad a shape. It probably needs cleaned a little bit. There were two other futons upstairs, but they were kind of nasty, so I rolled them up and put them out in the shed. Now I'm going to take you out the back porch and give you a tour of the shop. But check this out. We've got the key. We'll mail you down one. I installed a lock on the door so we can lock it. It took a little bit of modification to the door frame. There were 3 sets of locks out here. This is the only one that kind of fit, plus the only one that had a key that worked. So there's what we've got right now. There's a little bit of work to do when we get back, and actually this board is broken behind the lock right there, so the whole thing could use replaced, but it does lock now. And then we stacked up everything that we didn't need, the clothes and the blankets and things that were gross, and we'll haul those out in the wintertime when we can put them all on a sled. We dumped a bunch of Pine Sol in the toilet so it's not all nasty, full of disgusting stench. And it smells like piney poop out here. I'm kidding. It just smells like Pine Sol. Here, organized the whole back here. That's a neat one. You're going to like that, Tom. And then just more trash to haul out when we come out in the wintertime. I'll bring a propane bottle. I don't know if these are fillable, but I stacked your other one up out right there. You can see the red part. If they are fillable, we can haul propane out in the wintertime on a sled. kind of fixed up in there a little bit, just stacked things. Got a bunch of the trash put in trash cans, stacked up some of the insulation. Those are the 2 futons back there that are rolled up. I don't really think they're usable because they stink. Well, I don't know if they stink. They looked nasty. I'll give you a view of this grass. Kira cleaned up the porch. I cut some of the grass down so you can walk. Still need to button that up, but cut some of the brushes away. That tree looked nice, so we left it. I cut a lot of the limbs off the top of that, and then the chainsaw is able to cut a passage through there and stack up the limbs. Cleaned up this area here and put some of the logs inside to dry, and then threw the other wood over here to dry. And then the shop was pretty organized, but I organized it a little bit more and swept the floor. So all your tools in there, hand cart. A lot of these K1 kerosenes are empty, the oils and things. So we can haul those out in the wintertime. But we're also thinking we'll cut the lids off and use them to boil water for dishes. Because you have this nice crab cooker here. Here's another propane burner. Oh yeah, you're gonna like that. That's nice, huh? Found 2 Christmas ones. This one's an antique. That one's old. That's like when I was growing up in the 70s. Well, 70s, early 80s. It's a nice old one. Here's all your stuff up here. Yeah, and these drawers are just full of tools and everything too. All nice and organized. They were that way when I got here. But you got lots of tools and stuff in there. Things up here. There was the lock sets. I'll put those back together. You have a bunch of saws right up here along the top. A bunch of saws over there. That yellow one, that's an antique chainsaw. I'm sure from the 50s. Probably has some antique value to it, but that's a keeper there. Come-alongs. Found a raincoat. That's a steel gas can for the steel chainsaw. This one's got some gas in it. That's how I was able to do the chainsaw. Some oils. That steel is really nice. It doesn't have a blade on it, but that one's worth some money keeping. Ooh, and I really like this. I want this if I can have it. That's so cool. I want to make it work. Old blowtorch. And then your other chainsaw, the one that does work, I put back in this case. So that's your one that does work. It's the Poulan Wild. And it works really nice. So that's... Whoa, whoa! Oh, that was classic. Knocked that over. Your 2 weed whackers, I didn't try them though. And that's pretty much the tour. Take you over here. The only other thing that we did, cut some grass down around the front of the house. But I hacked a bunch of limbs off of this last night. We're out of time. We've really got to go. It's like 6 o'clock p.m. But we'll clean up this brush. You can at least walk through and we'll work on getting that big tree cut out of there for you. And all stacked up. We'll remember to bring some spray foam because there's a bunch of little leaks and holes up there along the top, and we'll get it sealed up a little better. The squirrels have been up in stairs up top. Oh, and the outhouse works too. That's about... Oh, did I show you? This is another... I don't know if I showed you this big pile of trash back here. This is going to be, oh boy, just a mess to get out. But big dump pile back here. Didn't really sift through it, but a bunch of crap. So that's going to take a lot of work, or just dig a hole and bury it. Tires and everything. Got some nice metal siding or metal roofing here, so maybe that goes on somewhere. That's your tour. Thanks for letting us stay, Tom. See ya.